Welcome back, everybody. This is Glockman 4519 with Hayes Tech, back with another ROM overview. This is AOSiP, and this is version 3.5. It was just released on the 24th, and I've got to say right now that this is, at least in my opinion, the best build that they have put out to date. The build on this ROM is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and get right into it. About phone. It is for the Nexus 6, Android version 6.0.1. I am running Health Core kernel, the permissive. The only reason I'm running it is because I'm testing some apps. These apps have to have a permissive kernel. And no, it is not an exposed mod. It is something else. And so that's the only reason why I'm running that kernel. If it wouldn't be for that, I'd be running the supplied kernel right from AOSiP. At least for the video, anyways. The build date on this is January or February 24th, and that's about it for this. There are not a lot of things to go over in the settings. I will show you developer options. I just know there are people out there that want to see this. If you scroll down, you have your ADB debugging where you can turn that on. Make sure you have your OEM unlock turned on. And then, of course, these are all your ADB, your bug shortcuts, stuff like that. Then if you keep on going down, you're going to get into your Windows animations. This is where you would change them if you want. I leave them just the way they are. This phone has plenty of RAM in it. You do not need to change the animations on this unless you want to. That's one nice thing about Android. If you want to do it, it's there. Do it. All right. What's different? I'm trying to think here. We'll go into security, let you guys see that. Remember, this ROM is AOSP based. It is not CyanogenMod based, so we're not going to get those privacy settings that you get normally when you run CyanogenMod. I know some of you guys ask about that. Of course, sound and notifications. These are your settings for that. Other sounds. Advanced options. Of course, this is your safe headset volume. You can reorient your buttons if you want when rotated, stuff like that. This is where you're going to go for that. Notification lights, they work. They don't blink, but they do work. They work very well. I actually had to redo this ROM because I got a notification again right in the middle of the ROM. And I didn't want this blaring your ears out, so I actually started over again. But this is where your heads up is at, stuff like that. This is going to be where you're going to go to set that all up. Under display, here's your adaptive brightness, your wallpaper settings, sleep, font size, rotation, cast, daydream. That's all here. Aosp Extras. This is where you're going to change the look of your settings if you want. It's new. I've seen it in a lot of ROMs lately in the last, say, month come out. I don't like these settings. You may. If you want to change your settings to 2 or 3 columns, you would go here, you would pick what you want. Then you would have your tile views, your divider lines, all of that's in there. Of course, you have your ambient display, and then your color inversion if you want to use that. I don't really use any of it. I do have ambient display on because I was testing it for this video, and the ambient display works great. It does not turn on when it's in my pocket. It turns on when I need it to turn on. Really, where we're going to find our custom settings is going to be in the Owl's Nest. This is the one we all want to go to. Here are your status bar options. These are your clock options. Of course, your position, your show date, AM/PM style. The color, I love it when they include color. Your battery, here's your battery status style, if you so choose to have it. I have mine hidden because I am running the 3-minute mod. Then there's your battery bar. And by the way, guys, I'm probably not going to post a link with this video for the 3-minute battery bar mod. If you go to my Google Plus community, I have links there for the 3-minute battery mod. And please make sure that you thank the developers for this. Under icons, this is where you can colorize all of the icons, anything you want, man. Yeah, as you can see, my notifications up there are kind of a pink color right now. I really wanted to go wild for this video, so I just went off the hook with the colors. Carrier label, this is where you're going to go to change all your carrier labels. You can actually color that if you want. If I wanted, I could put Haze Tech up in the status bar. I don't want to. I think it's too crowded as it is. I'd love to see a temperature up there. That would be nice. And then last but not least, your network trafficking. You would hit this. You would say whether you want it to show download, and upload, or just disabled. Next are your quick settings. This is where you're going to set up your tiles, which I love AOSP in the way they have their tiles. They're set this way as opposed to you having to slide them from side to side. I hate that. I think whoever came up with that idea must have been drinking heavily. This is the way to have it. I like it like this, at least in my opinion. You have your brightness slider, show 4 tiles per row, enlarge first row, vibrate per touch, or vibrate on touch, and then of course you can change the transparency by sliding this. And if you pull it down, you notice now you can see through it slightly. And if you take it all the way down, then you can see right through it. I'm going to keep it all the way up because I'm running a theme and I kind of like that color. Next is the status bar area. You have your custom header image. I love that. It's also called a contextual header. Although it doesn't show like some of the other ones. It does show the weather in the background, but it's got the whole AOSiP look to it. And you could choose to use the polygonal images or not. Then you have show weather, and then your quick pull down if you want it. And if you do, whether you want it on the right or on the left. And then your quick shade header transparency. If you pull that all the way down, yeah. Anyways, you pull that all the way down, and you notice now you can't see the owl's nest up there anymore because now you see through it. But I like to have it all the way up. That way I can see that owl. Navigation. This is where you're going to go if you want to move your buttons. Very simple to do. You push that, physically grab and drag the buttons where you want to put them. Hit save, and Bob's your uncle. Although, of course, I'm going to take it back because I'm used to running everything on the left-hand side. So that's where I'm going to run it. Then you have your dimensions. I think 48 dpi is the highest. Yep. I think Pure Nexus is the only ROM that has it out that's like 52. There may be another one. Resurrection Remix, if I'm not mistaken, might be a little higher too. Then you have your Slim Dim. These are your settings for that. And of course, under extra options, you have your show arrow keys while typing. Tap to sleep. Your kill app back button. This is where it's at. Normally it's under your developer options all the way at the bottom. And then you have your nav bar button tint, which I have mine set at white so that my theme will show through. The only thing that's weird about this ROM is your status bar icons. Even if you don't color them and you're running a theme that colors them, if you leave it white, they're going to stay white. So just so you guys know that. I leave my nav bar white so my icons show through. If I was to put a color on that, these three nav bar icons on the bottom would actually be a solid color, and I don't want that. Alright, into hardware buttons, you have your power buttons, advanced power menu, and with this being AOSP, you have a lot more to choose from than you do in a CyanogenMod build. Then we have your location, torch, volume, your volume buttons. This is where you would change what your volume buttons do. Under your recent screen, you can set up your slim recents if you so choose to do that. I actually like the recents done like this. It's the way I like it. And I have full screen, so I actually have to pull up from the bottom to bring my nav bars back. Oops. Let's go back into settings. There we go. Slide over, and we have our recent settings. Now, I have mine set to full screen. That's the way I like it. I do not run with a search bar, but it's there if you want it. I do like the memory bar showing, and I do like my clear all button. So that's all there, guys. Lock screen settings. You have your show weather, show location, your timestamp, your condition. This is where you would go with monochrome, colored, or your V clouds. And you can hide the weather panel if you want. Your lock screen shortcuts, they do have bottom and center, which is really cool. I don't use them at all, but I think it's a nice feature. I'm glad they add it. I know a lot of people that do use them. And last but not least is your wallpaper, your lock screen wallpaper. You can set that up however you want. Under advanced options, we have your, of course, your animations. These are your animations that you have: system animations, toast, and list. Of course, you have your app circle bar, your app, and then your app ops. I like the app circle bar, actually. That's one of my favorite animations to use. I don't have it set up, but it's very, very easy to set it up. These are the settings for that. Expand desktop, your anywhere, your multi-window. Instead of being under developers options, this is where they have it at right here. And of course, Pi control. I did not try the Pi control, so I can't say for sure how they work. I'm almost positive they will work just fine. And last but not least is your Super Sue, and this is where you would have that at. So that's pretty much it, guys. I do know, I will let you know that the theme I'm running right now is called Blue XS. Right here. This is the theme I'm running. And I am running the whole theme except for the nav bar. The nav bar, I am actually running my favorite standby nav bar theme, which would be Vibrance. And my fonts are... pretty sure I'm running transparent black. Yes. And the wallpaper I got off of the AOSiP community webpage. So that's where I got that at. I think it's great. If you're going to make a ROM, you need to make wallpapers to show off your ROM. And they do a good job at it. I wish they would include it in with the ROM instead of you having to search for it. But, you know, at least they have it available. So, well, guys, that's pretty much it. That is AOSiP version 3.5 for the Nexus 6. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, guys. And remember, if you have a request, I do have I just come out with a new Google community. So make sure you join. I have a request link there. Just click on that. And make a request, and if I have the time and I have that device, I will flash the ROM and I'll do a video for you. So I will see you guys on the next one.